Welcome to StarWatch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Have you ever loved a duo so much that you secretly hoped they would walk all the way to old age together? For many fans, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan are not just actors from a drama. They are a shared memory, a symbol of youth, healing, and courage. Tonight on StarWatch Now, we ask a question that has lived in millions of hearts. Are Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan truly bound to each other? Or are they destined to shine on completely separate paths? Stay with me because by the end of this video you may see their story and your own in a completely new light. It began, on the surface, like so many other dramas. A historical fantasy, two leads, a loyal fanbase waiting quietly at the edges of the internet. Yet when Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan stepped into the roles of Lan Wangji and Wei Wuxian, something far more powerful took shape. This was not just another hit series. It became a shared emotional language for viewers across continents. In the United States, South Korea, Japan, Thailand, Australia, France, Canada, Indonesia, and across Europe, people who had never watched a Chinese drama before suddenly found themselves pressing next episode at 3 in the morning. Fans did not simply follow a plot. They found comfort in the silence between two characters, in the tension of a single look, in the loyalty that refused to be shaken by fear or judgment. From that moment, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan were no longer just actors in a show. They became part of a phenomenon that blurred borders and languages. Edits, fan art, and translations traveled faster than any marketing campaign. New friendships formed in comment sections. People studied lines of dialogue, not just as script, but as something that resonated with their own struggles and hopes. The drama ended, but the experience did not. In many ways, it was the first time an entire generation felt, we witnessed something that will not easily be repeated. This is how one project transformed into a global legend, not because of numbers alone, but because millions of strangers quietly decided that these two names would now live side by side in their memories, as a symbol of connection, courage, and a very particular kind of warmth. When the final scene is filmed and the last costume is packed away, the world usually expects everyone to go home and move on. Co-stars return to separate schedules, new scripts, new partners, new obligations. The industry is designed to move quickly. It does not always have room for bonds that want to linger. Yet with Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, the question never truly faded. Did they leave their connection on the set, or did something deeper remain? Fans looked back at moments behind the scenes. The way they listened to each other during interviews, how they shared responsibility in intense scenes, the quiet, unforced humor that seemed to exist even when the cameras were not chasing cute content. We are not given a daily live stream of their lives. There are no constant photos to prove a friendship still exists. What we have instead are fragments. Respectful comments, mutual acknowledgement of each other's work, the absence of any dismissive remark. In a world where it is easy to unfollow, ignore, or deny, sometimes what is not said speaks louder. For many viewers, the bond between them has become a mirror of relationships in real life. Not every meaningful connection is loud or public. There are friends we do not see every day. Yet one message, one look, reminds us the foundation has never truly disappeared. When people ask, are they still close? They are often asking something more personal. Do strong connections survive change, silence, and distance? So, when the cameras stop, does the bond disappear? Perhaps the better question is, must a bond be constantly displayed to remain real, or can it quietly continue, respected and protected, away from the noise? The idea of two stars being bound together sounds romantic, almost comforting. For the market, it is also extremely efficient. Two names, one image, a ready-made story that fans already believe in. In the age of social media and streaming platforms, this is a powerful currency. Every same-frame moment, every joint appearance, becomes a spark that ignites months of discussion, edits, and consumer enthusiasm. But beneath the excitement lies a quieter reality. Fame has rules, and they are not always kind. When two actors are constantly packaged as a pair, their individual possibilities can begin to narrow. Casting directors may hesitate to offer roles that would clash with the public's fixed image. Brands may prefer the safe nostalgia of the duo over riskier, more complex campaigns. The audience, too, can unconsciously resist change, wishing to preserve a moment in time rather than witness growth. For Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, this creates a delicate balance. Stay too tightly bound, and the weight of expectation might suffocate the artist within. Step too far apart, and those who love them together may read it as rejection, conflict, or betrayal. It is a paradox that many top celebrities face. The very story that lifted them up can become the cage that holds them in place. Growing apart does not always mean emotional distance. Sometimes it is simply professional necessity. To attempt different genres, to explore new collaborations, to fail, learn, and start again. These are all essential steps in any long career. The hidden rules of fame demand reinvention, yet fans are often asked to accept it without losing their affection for the story that started everything. In this tension between being bound and needing to grow, both men are not just surviving the system, they are quietly challenging it. It is easy to think of a bond only in terms of visible interaction. Photos together, live streams, shared interviews. Yet, for Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, a different kind of connection has taken root, one that lives less in their daily schedules and more in the lives of the people who watch them. Across continents, fans tell similar stories. Someone in Canada discovers Chinese dramas because of that one show and, in the process, finds a new interest in language and culture. A viewer in France says the characters gave them strength during a period of loneliness. In Indonesia, a group of friends meet online in a fan community and later become close in real life, supporting one another through exams, jobs, and family struggles. In Korea, Japan, Thailand, and the United States, creative people begin to draw, write, and edit because these two actors inspired them to try. In this sense, the bond between Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan is carried forward by the audience. Every time a fan recommends the drama to someone new, every time a clip appears on a different platform, the impact of that original partnership grows. The connection is no longer confined to two individuals. It has become a network of shared experiences and emotional echoes. This is a new angle we rarely acknowledge. Their names together now symbolize not just a past project but a starting point for personal transformation in others. You might not remember every line of the script, but you remember how it felt to watch them stand side by side against injustice, fear, or loss. Those feelings often resurface when you face your own challenges. Thus, even when the screen is dark and their careers move on, the bond lives on, and not as a marketing strategy, but as a quiet, lasting presence in the inner lives of millions. The question that lingers in so many hearts is simple and impossible at the same time. Will they ever reunite on screen? The thought of a new collaboration between Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan carries a unique electricity. Fans imagine the maturity they would now bring to shared scenes, the unspoken history visible in a glance, the contrast between who they were then and who they have become. A reunion, if it ever happens, would not merely be a nostalgic gesture. It would be a meeting of two artists who have walked through intense scrutiny, praise, criticism, and growth. The weight of the years in between would give any shared project an extra layer of meaning. One could almost see it as a conversation between past and present, between the innocence of an early breakthrough and the resilience of long-term careers. Yet there is another path, equally powerful. That they continue as parallel legends, occasionally crossing indirectly through awards ceremonies, industry recognition, and the memories of their shared audience. In this version of the future, their connection is defined not by new collaborations but by mutual respect and the knowledge that their earliest, perhaps most vulnerable, ascent to fame was something they experienced together. For viewers, both futures hold value. A reunion would be a gift, a dramatic and emotional full circle. Parallel progress, on the other hand, invites us to grow up alongside them, to accept that some bonds are not measured by how often we see them together, but by how deeply they influenced who we are. In the end, whether they stand side by side again or not, their stories will continue to reflect and shape our own. Perhaps that is the greatest form of being bound until old age. Not in constant proximity, but in the enduring impact two lives can have on countless others. In the end, the real question may not be, Are Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan bound together until old age? But rather, how do we let the people who once walked with us continue to inspire us, even when our paths change? Maybe the most beautiful connections are not the ones that never change, but the ones that grow, transform, and still leave kindness behind. If this story touched your heart, if Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan are part of your own journey through dramas and life, backhand index pointing right, make sure you subscribe to StarWatch Now. Here, we do not just chase rumors. We explore the stories, choices, and courage behind the brightest names in Asian entertainment. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending your time and emotions with us today. Hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and stay with StarWatch Now for more thoughtful stories about the stars you love, from Asia to the world. Globe showing Asia Australia sparkles.